Okay, good evening everyone. It's Shelley Johns here from Gympie. I'm a Get team member. I've been in Herbalife now for 27 years. For those I know, Vicky and Tiona haven't met me yet. So I started when I was 20 years old. I'm 47 now, and I've lost just over 20 kilos and 3 dress sizes, and I feel amazing. I love the skin. I definitely recommend adding in the skin to your outer nutrition because it definitely gets results. And there's heaps of experience on the call tonight. There's lots of new people on the call tonight, and I just love all the new enthusiasm. But I also love that no matter how long you've been in the business for, that you can still have the same enthusiasm or more enthusiasm for that matter. Yeah. So you're going to get a lot of value out of tonight's call. So I just thought we'd kick off with some good news. So let's start with Les, who's been just shrinking away. So Les, you're from the Deception Bay, is that right?
No, Sunshine Coast, Buderim.
Buderim, that's right. Sorry, I should have known that. Buderim, so tell us how you're going with your product result.
Hauled myself over the weigh bridge this morning, come up with a loss of 13.8 kilos. It's not bad for a 62-year-old. I've only been on it since January. Since I've been on them, I've had my blood pressure tablets halved. I'm still on some heart medication. But this week I've got to go back and have another blood test done and hopefully get me diabetic tablet medication halved this week, I hope.
Oh, well, I love your enthusiasm. You're always so excited, and I'm sure that's quite infectious. And yeah, what an amazing result since January this year. And sure, we can't make health claims. We can't claim that people are going to get off their medication, but we know when you provide the body with good nutrition, it's going to do its job, and then you can go to the doctor and then he can decide, or she can decide, whether you can reduce or come off medication. So how cool is that? I know, right?
Awesome. Very awesome.
Yeah, so we would definitely love help you do a before and after when you get to your goal, and we can share that story. We would love that. So I just wanted to welcome 2 new people onto the call tonight. So we've got Vicky in Brisbane, who's under Coral. So welcome, Vicky. So
thank you.
So how did you find out about Herbalife?
Actually, Coral had a display at an expo, a wellbeing expo at Kippering, and I just found myself drawn to her. I've known of Herbalife. I actually was on it when it first came out, like early 80s. Wow. And I was 16 at the time, and I lost a lot of weight. I looked really, really good, but I guess I didn't have the knowledge that back then that we do now. And I guess once I come off the products, I put it all back on again. It was a long time ago, and but I remember feeling really good, and I'm feeling really good now. I've only been on it a few days, and I'm way more energy already.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah, it was a long time. Thank you.
So obviously doing markets and expos and bloggers, obviously we abide by the way Herbalife wants us to do it at those sort of things. There's lots of opportunity to get some exposure in your community or in your area to let people know, because there's people looking for Herbalife. Isn't that right, Vicky?
Well, absolutely. Yes. And I think I was drawn to she had the picture, the before and after.
Excellent. Thank you, Vicky. That's fantastic. Welcome to the call. And we've got Tiona.
Thank you.
Hi.
You're from Brizzy as well?
I am, yes.
Yep.
From Brisbane.
And so you're under Marcel and Lydia. And so you went to your first STS. I think Jan looked after you. Is this right?
Yes, she did. Yes. So went to my first STS a couple of weekends ago at Combsley, and it was incredible. Jan was a very lovely hostess. Thank you, Jan. She looked after us, and we got a seat in the front row, and that was really good. But the speakers were just, they were really inspirational, and just seeing what the products have done. We were seeing people there with recording losses of like 90 kilos, 45 kilos, and it had really changed their life around. But not only that, I guess also the discipline that's associated with it. So it's not a, get slim fast or get rich quick scheme. Like, there's a lot of hard work. There's a work ethic that's behind it that a lot of these people are espousing. And yeah, just really motivational stuff and very supportive. That's what I found. Everyone was really approachable, really happy to talk to you, share their experience. And just sort of included you, which was really nice. So it's not like a cutthroat industry. Like everyone's just really supportive of you and welcoming to you. So it was really good.
Excellent. That's fantastic. And what great feedback from you. Thank you, Tiana. Well, welcome to the call, and we'll look forward to hearing more from you over the next few months.
Thank you.
Cool. And now, Lana, is this Lana's first call as well? Is Lana under you, Lydia?
No, it's Shelley.
No, sorry, I'm just trying to piece. So, Lana, I don't want to put you on the spot, I can see, but I'll just say welcome to the call. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but I just wanted to welcome you to the call tonight. Okay, so next lot of good news is, of course, we've heard all about Lydia driving to Rocky from Biloela to do this shake party and launch for one of your new ladies, and I'd just love to hear the progress on what's been happening from that.
Hey, Shelley. Yeah, so that's quite exciting. For those who don't know, I just had a client that was looking to, I offered her a bigger discount in the, purchasing of the products. She was currently underneath me with a VIP status of 25%. And then we linked her girlfriend to her, a friend of hers. So, I sort of just said to these girls, would you like to get a bigger discount? They said yes. I said, get everything ready. I'll be over in Rocky in 2 weeks to host a shake party for you. So basically that's what we done. She found the people, which was her centre of influence. So we held the shake party on the Saturday, and I think it was, 5 days later, she placed a volume point order of 510 volume, which got her and a girlfriend over the line. So they're both senior consultants. So that's an extra 10%, saving for those guys. But not only that, they've jumped straight to 35%. So they're actually getting 35% commission, which is more appealing for those guys as well. So where the 510 volume came from was the husband and wife that jumped on the products for weight loss. The lady that took the trial pack, 3-day trial pack, she was blown away by just the extra energy in the first 3 days. So she's upgraded to a program as well. And she had a lady there that was going to be using the products just as a optimal health. So she started on a program as well. So that volume there, I think alone was about 340. So the girls just topped it up with 160 volume for themselves. So I said, well, you've got a choice. You need product for June anyway. So let's put that in there for now. And which was about 90 volume each for those two ladies. So they got over the line, and there is a little bit of a loophole there with Herbalife. I don't know who knows about it, but if you've got two ties, one can piggyback the other just to the 35%. We placed the orders through Kylie, which moved Kylie and Erica to 35%. So both of them are sitting there. So Kylie's not at this stage interested in following anybody up, but her results are going really, really well, and she's loving the product. So she's got the opportunity there for just to take the 35%, savings and run, or, make $70, $80, $100 on a program, start helping her friends and family, which I do believe that's what will happen after she sees Erica make a little bit of money or pay them for her own product with that commission. So that's where they wanted to be, and hopefully these 4 or 5 people stay on the board and they share again, and we'll multiply that. So hopefully she'll be supervisor in about 5 or 6 months, and who knows.
Sounds great.
It is fantastic, and so we're just loving hearing this progress of the shake party and the business launch. And so yes, I can't wait to hear when someone's gone supervisor and they're building royalty and that sort of thing just from that event. So it's really, really exciting. And welcome, Jennifer, to the call tonight. So great to have you on. And
we've got Debbie here too. Debbie from Taiwan.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Debbie.
Good, thank you.
Nice to have you on the call tonight. Very special. So, and your presence team as well, aren't you?
Yes. Presence team. Yeah.
Well, very honoured to have you on the call tonight. So thank you. So Jennifer, tonight's call is all about mentoring. So Shinta's agreed to put up her hand. She's been very brave. So she's going to be our person that we're going to mentor and help on tonight's call. So I've just done good news, and I just wanted to finish off with my good news. So I think I've got 3 people qualified for the first month of the Kickstart promotion, and I've done my second month of the 200, though I really tried for 500, I just didn't quite get there. So Monica and Linda and Trish, which is really cool. So it was exciting to see them. So I want to help them finish off that qualification. And also my neighbour who saw the car sign on my for Herbalife, she bought an ultimate program and started her husband on it, and then she came over on Friday and she ordered a ultimate and an extra Formula One, or all at retail, full retail. So basically in the last 2 weeks she's it's been $1,000 in retail. So obviously after her first month, making sure that she's got great results. She's been coming to Fit Club as well, so she's really friendly and she's fitting in perfectly. So then I'll VIP her so that she can save some money, and who knows what might happen from there with referrals and that. So that was really really fantastic. I think that's the first time someone's called off my car actually. No, I think it's the second one. So just set and forget and be patient, and things do work. So that's really exciting. So I just wanted to what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Shinta some questions, and then I'm going to ask Jennifer, maybe Debbie and Lydia and Jan just to help put some things together. So this is Shinta's been living in Thailand and she's just moved to the UK, so she doesn't know anyone really. Is this correct, Shinta? Don't really know a lot of people. And how often do people say that to you? I don't know anyone. I've just moved into this town. I don't know anyone. So remember, all excuses are equal. So we're always trying to find solutions to any problem. So Shinta's a mum. So you've got your little girl. How old is she, Isabel?
3 years old.
3?
She's 3, yeah.
3. Okay. So how many hours? How many hours have you got to do Herbalife realistically each day or each week?
Well, at the moment, we just moved here basically 3 months ago. So I'm actually quite open with the timing. It's just that at the moment I'm doing my visa. So I'm on a tourist visa, so I cannot work. So mainly my work has to be my Thai business. So this is the mentoring that I wanted to do to build up my business in Thailand, because I'm not allowed to do business in UK.
Okay.
Watching too much border control.
That's okay.
As a tourist, you have to be realistic. So here, mainly, I'm just being active, doing some exercise. We're just starting something this week. But in general, my work that I wanted to do is with my Thai group. So
okay.
I'm allocating about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours a week, because Isabel doesn't have full-time nursery here. So I'm a hands-on mom again. So yeah, to answer that, 2 to 3 hours.
Cool. So this is what I would think with that. So obviously this is a very unique situation. It's not your regular situation. I will ask Jennifer and Jan and Lydia to contribute if they would wish. So this is what I would do is, one, I'd be working with your existing people and asking who do you know and trying to go through their center of influence as much as possible. I'd be on Instagram and looking for specifically for people that live in the city or area in Thailand that you're looking to work with, and then starting to engage with them. Like you can send them a direct message and letting them know about the opportunity. Obviously it takes a little while to build a relationship, and maybe looking at that. So remember that book that I showed you the other week, The Crushing It with Gary Vee? He talks a lot about Instagram and exactly how to do it. So even just Googling on the computer and finding out different ways of using Instagram to that platform, it would be very time effective for you, because you can do it in the cracks of your day. And obviously Facebook as well. I don't know if you can do a separate Thailand Facebook account, or whether you can just do it through what you're doing now. You'd have to see, and building up that rapport. Even a website as well. You could even do like an information website with a landing page that captures their details or something like. You've got to think about it. It has to be social media. It probably has to be online, because you can't go there. So what can you do to find leads, follow up? You can do a Zoom call follow up, or FaceTime or Skype or something like that, so you can talk to them, and then use some sort of screening process, whether it's a video or a website or something like that they can watch, and then you go to the next step and signing them up. So how does that sound, Shinta?
Well, that's actually what I've been doing. As I messaged you before, my biggest problem is not actually getting the people. It's very easy for me to get the people. I wear my brand, have my bottles, being a mommy, around nursery, and especially in Thailand, we have a fit club. I have no problem in getting people. I am like a magnet for them. My biggest problem is getting them from 35% up. In general, my group would sign up, get the products, get a good result, continue with the fit club. I have about 60, more or less 60 people in my fit club in Thailand, but they're all stagnant. They just love the fit club. Even I'm not there, my group's still going. My biggest problem since years and years and years is building my business. You know, like it's difficult for me to invite people to go to HOM, to go to STS, to get them to supervisors. Especially my lifestyle, maybe a little bit different to everyone who's based in one country. I've moved 4 times the last, you know, in my Herbalife time, I've been moving 8 times, you know, 5 different countries.
Yep.
So, you know, my question is more of, I'm checking into myself. I know I have to just be more a stronger leader and just to ask them and just to plug them in. Again, a little bit different, you know, with you guys with English speaking group. In Thailand, we all have Thai groups. So, you know, for me, I'm kind of answering a little bit here. I tell myself, okay, step up as a leader and build your own webinar, because this webinar time in Thailand is 3 o'clock, which is children's going home. And my team that are working, they're still at work. So yeah, I guess I need to step up as a leader, and maybe the help that I need is more of teaching me to be a better leader. I think that's it.
Yep, and I was just thinking that when you said you've got 60 people going to your fit club, why not zoom in at a time that you can talk to them and promote what's coming up, do an HOM and grab all the stories from the room. I'm sure even Jennifer would be happy to help you with this. You know, it'd be really quite exciting. So Jennifer, did you have some advice on for Shinta?
Yeah, actually, I do think that when you've said that, Shinta, if you want to set up a Zoom time call in a time that suits your people, you know, and you can let them know, then, you know, we'll get a few of us on here so they can hear other stories. Yeah. So, and also I was thinking too that, you know, in however you do it with your Facebook, you know, it's a good idea for you to keep inspiring them by saying to them, well, you know, in moving around, you know, I have business in so many countries, and keep in mind, you know, I've got business in Australia, you know, all the different countries, and then say to your people again all the time, who do you know that I can contact for you in these countries? Who can I work with over here for you? So I think you're letting them know what you're doing, your leadership, you know, that you're not being stagnant, you're still going on, and just keep talking to them. Just keep, you know, presuming that they're going to do it, that they are doing it, you know, and, you know, encouraging them to go to everything, and then telling them what went on at the last event, who was there, find out who, you know, from anybody else in Thailand that went to the last event, you know, who was on, what they said, you know, what kind of thing. If there was any young mums, hey, you missed this, because it just reminded me of you because they're a young mum like you, or whatever. But certainly you pick up time and we'll be on a Zoom call for you.
Yes.
Yeah, and we can record.
Yeah, I guess
we can record it as well.
Yes, that's the thing. I've been sending them recordings, and I noticed they have not really looked into it. And mainly my fit club, I have maybe only 4 business people that thinking to do business. The rest, they are just product lovers. So that's the other thing, you know, like I said to this to Jennifer a while back before I moved to England. I'm a little bit scaredy cat to touch my consumer base into the business mode. You know, I don't want them, oh, here we go, it's all about, you know, money, multi-level marketing. And I'm talking about, this is a 20 years person in Herbalife, okay? But I think it's all here. I have to change my mind. They love the products. They love the system of, you know, having this healthy, active lifestyle. And yes, a lot of them are very wealthy people. So that's the other thing. Would they want the extra money? But this is again stupid question. Everybody want extra money. So I guess this is me. Yes, I have to make a decision, make a time, invite them. Some will, some won't. Let's see.
Yeah, and you can.
But thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can offer value too, Shinta. So, for example, if you know that
Yes.
there's more product lovers, why not do a kind of product tip kind of webinar talking about some of the products they might not know about,
Yes.
and then ask for referrals. Who do you know? And instead, like, go down that avenue. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, and by the way, I just want to let you know there is an opportunity because I just love helping people, and I can only help so many, and I'm looking for some help. And if you put it in a certain way, that
Yes.
also, because you need to offer them the opportunity, because you can't make that decision for them either. They need to decide themselves.
Right.
So that,
Yes.
and I just think that's what I would do, and then I would do a specific business one too. So Jan or Jennifer, did you want to add to that?
It's Jan. All of the above, obviously, but I think Shinta, write down everybody that you're talking about, that you know, that you've got, and try and look at them as an individual and where they are.
Yes.
and where they are with the products, because sometimes you won't
Yes.
get people interested in the business. So don't sort of get your heart set
Yes.
on trying to change them, because they won't. Some people are just
Yes.
really, really
Yes.
happy, just loving the products. They might even eventually become a supervisor. I just did a success builder order for one of my ladies who's been with me for 23 years. Doesn't want to do the business by any chance, but she always loves the products, and every 4 months she'll get 1,000 volume. Loves the products. So you'll probably have a lot of those amongst those people as well. So don't sort of get upset because you've got all these people and they're not sort of doing what you would like them to do, because sometimes we want more for other people than they want themselves. So I think if you do a list of who they are and try and sort of a little association of where they are and what you think they might be, like you said, you had about 3 that might be interested in the business. So that's where your focus would be. Don't lose energy on the others when they perhaps not wanting to. So sort of get to know them, where they are and what they want, because knowing what they want is very important to how you mentor them. Okay? And I think everything everybody has said is very, very relevant. But choose the ones that you think are more business orientated, and that's where your energy and time goes. And obviously, like it has been said, it may be a Zoom call about the products, because I know Scott Conlon, he did a customer night one night, and I think he ended up with about 60 people there, didn't he, Jennifer? And it was very, very successful. So maybe doing something like that, and like Shelley said, introduce other products that they perhaps haven't, used, and because that's always inspiration.
Yeah, and I think what you're saying is right. I think you should perhaps, pick the 1 or 2 people that you think are the most, the best in the leadership situation, and see if there's some way you can appeal to them by telling them stories of other people that are successful. If there's somebody relevant to their age or story, then, get those stories from Thailand, and then, get them off Facebook, wherever you get them, and then start feeding those stories with the, like, you've got the leadership potential. Frustrates me when I know that you can do, more. You could, be the leader of that group and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I think sometimes some people haven't got the confidence that you think they've got, or they just simply need to hear more stories and more encouragement. And I know it's interesting because even when I've had to do things like getting up there in the chairman's, and thinking, oh, wow, I haven't been around for a little while, etc. And then Jan is my greatest mentor here, and I know you are, Shinta, as well. But here Jan's always saying, you're great, you talk well, da-da-da. So it's amazing how we all need somebody else to inspire us. So just keep inspiring them.
Cool. And thank you, Jennifer. That's amazing. I just wanted to
And
ask,
I think also, sorry.
So yes,
The other thing is, I think sometimes especially for me in this situation, I built myself to that position in the Fit Club. I was a little bit confused before what I wanted to do, and Fit Club was so perfect for me. And finally, when I was saying to Jennifer, this is before we move, before knowing last minute we are moving, I said, we're getting the HRM, we're going to do this. And then, boom, my husband said, we're moving, pack everything. So I guess my mind straight away changed again, distracted again, down again. So this is like this roller coaster. But yeah, that's all just an excuse. As Gary said, there's no excuse. We just have to keep at it. So yeah, that's why I put my hand up for this, because I want to be accountable. I want to be proud, and I want to be able to show you that because of you guys helping me, I can do this. Thailand, and then in 6 months' time, UK, once my visa is done. Thank you.
Thank you, Shinta. So you're right, you do have what it takes, and I think everyone has the roller coaster in this business because it is an emotional business. So so the thing is obviously managing those things to make sure that the dips aren't as low and the highs, just a lot more even keel. But I know with Lydia, she's really good at letting people know the different discounts that are available. So I was just wondering if you can share that, because obviously Lydia's a mum too. She's in a small country town, but you're very good at upgrading people, particularly clients. So how do you go about that? How do you introduce the discounts, which obviously Shinta could do with her existing people to help them move up?
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me, Shelley?
Yep,
cool. So yeah, that's a really interesting one, that story with Shintai. But I mean, what you're asking for is a call for help, basically. And that's the avenue that I would be going down, saying, look, I'm not in that country anymore. I'm looking for leaders to fill my position, people that I can work with to take care of Thailand for me and with me, because, hey, I can't do it from where I am. So that's where I would be advertising, looking for coaches. Sometimes I think we just, like you say, we make the decision for people, and we assume that they make a good income, they won't want, extra money. However, I mean, just approaching somebody and saying, well, hey, would you like to get your products for free? Because they're only going to work with their centre of influence to begin with, and sometimes people just fall into the business because they love it and they get infection, from the results that their friends and family are getting. But that's definitely the avenue that I would go, is I'm looking for somebody. I'm looking for leadership in my country. So, and like Jen said, keep your Facebook alive and very, very active. That you are sort of doing what you're doing, still doing what you're doing from a different country. But yeah, as for upgrading people, I mean, it just comes down to everybody always wants more of a bargain or more of a discount. So usually, if they're actually with me, I will show them the price list, and I always highlight the 50% so they can see that's what I'm getting. And I just sort of say, well, where would you like to be, here or there? And they'll sort of look at the price difference between the 25 and 35%. So that's how I sort of upgrade. Or just put it across to some people as, you're getting your postage paid for free if you move up to 35%. You're saving an extra, obviously, $10 on every $100 order. Or I do find that once people become a VIP and they have more exposure to the actual site, then they start asking questions about other products. So therefore, they're actually spending more money. So they need to find that bigger discount. But it's just putting it back on them. Like this lady that I held the shake party for. I mean, both of them have got really, really good paying jobs. They lived in a very, very nice area in Rockhampton. We pulled up the driveway and the girl said, is this where we're going for the day? And I said, yep. So if I had seen that first, I've known Erica for probably 12 months and on the products under me, but maybe if I had seen that first, I would have prejudged. So it was good to be blindfolded and not know what car that she drove, not know, what the expense of a house and the roof over her head was, because maybe I would not have had that conversation. So I think it is never assume anything for anybody. So yeah, but yeah, I definitely go with, you're looking for leadership. I'm looking for key people. I'm in London or wherever I'm at the moment building my business. But I'm looking for key people on the ground over there to take care of the people that I can't.
Cool. That's
Good.
awesome.
Good.
Thank you, Lydia. And do you reckon you could share on Challenge Yourself Day, take a photo of and thank you for sharing the scripts last week, of the discount sheet that you actually use?
Yes, it's just our price sheet, that we all use, and it's got the 25% column, 35%, and 50%.
Have you got one though that goes, you can get 25 to 50%, And like the next one that goes with that, have you got that?
No.
That's good.
No.
I will find that and add that in then. So,
Yep.
but yes, if you could share that just to highlight what you do, and that you've highlighted the 50%, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, no worries. Yep.
Cool. So Shinta, is that helping? I think you need to do a Zoom call. I think we've
Yes.
and
Well,
something I've just started doing with BizWorks is we've just started printing out when people's memberships are due or overdue. I try not to obviously get them overdue, and just messaging and letting them know. So I did a bunch of them today, and two message back saying thank you very much for letting me know. And it's a really good way of re-engaging with people, knowing when their birthdays are, any of those things, just really simple things so that you can contact them and say hi and re-engage. Because I generally find people that you stay in contact with on a regular basis tend to be your most loyal customers, and product lovers. I mean, I know there's Margaret, who I've just got in WA, so she's been ordering for about 2.5 years now. Sometimes she orders twice a month, and we stay in contact quite regularly. Never met her before face to face, but she is a total product lover. Loves it. And I've got, and I had a look on BizWorks. I'm sure there's people that have been ordering off their ID number, but in my organisation for over 20 years, and I'm sure there's a lot of people. So Jan, you would have to have some people like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Rosemary too, I'm sure. So and Shinta, I'm sure you've got a few long-term clients as well. And this is what you want. You want long-term customers that are going to love the products and order month after month after month, but still let them know all the options. And I'm even guilty for not, it's for prejudging, like Lydia was saying, that it's easy to do. But again, like George Knight says, you need to offer that person the first right of refusal. Just let them know the options and let them decide. Okay. So we're going to cover some of the promotions coming up, and I hope that you found. Vicky, have you found this information helpful tonight? Yeah, cool. I've muted you. Sorry, let me have a look. Sorry, go.
I was going to say I've made some notes.
Awesome. That's cool. What about Tiana? Have you found it really helpful?
I have actually, yeah. The prejudging's probably hit home because, I sort of go, they're probably not, interested. Whereas, just put it out there, I guess, and give them first right of refusal.
Yeah.
So that's good advice.
Yeah, well, I think, you've got some great experience on this call too to learn from every single week, because next week's call is all about customer care and follow-up, really getting into those referrals and that. So I'm hoping that Lydia and Marcel and Jan and Jennifer can really offer a lot of their experience on next week's call, as they're all available to cover those sections, because I think it's crucial. Follow-up's crucial. You're following up with your team members and you're following up with your clients, and basically a team member is a client to start with, because if they don't get a great product result, how are they possibly going to do well in the business if they don't love the product? So the follow-up part's really easy not to do, and sometimes I've dropped the ball on some things, and I just try and be onto it all the time. As Lydia says, rock star follow-up, and just go above and beyond and do what you can, in your own way, and time and personality as well. So is there anything you feel like you need help with at the moment, Tiana?
At the moment, I guess I'm just sort of struggling to put myself out there and, just let people know what I'm doing. And that just comes from, just, I guess, my circle of influence, letting people at work know what I'm doing, people who I catch the bus with, and writing down that list of people that I know that I can contact using my Facebook, doing it that way. So I guess it's just getting that kickstart. That seems to be the hardest part, isn't it? That first step.
And what's your product result?
Sorry, I don't even understand what that means.
So what's happened to you on the product so far?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I've lost over 6 kilos. I'm hoping to get to another 2. Pretty much started off the new year feeling, I guess I've just sort of reached that age where the weight just doesn't go away the way that it used to. I was feeling pretty yuck, and saw the challenge that Marcel had put out there. Had tried Herbalife a couple of years ago, and I just don't think I was in the right mindset to get there. This time I started off quite committed, and followed it the way it was supposed to be followed, and I was really surprised at how it fell off. The energy came because I'm a single mum and just with the two girls, they're 12 and 8, and yeah, just the way that it helped me there with finding the extra energy, getting out of bed. People are telling me that I'm looking better. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
And you know, this time of the year, so here we are, we're in June, and that shape up for summer and get, lose some weight for summer. The most common amount of weight that people want to lose is that 5 to 10 kilos. So you're right in that result. I'm not saying we've lost more, that's okay too.
No.
But I'm saying that 5 to 10 kilos is, especially if that's all you've got to lose, is very, very noticeable. People notice it straight away. So, you've got a great product result. I just keep sharing it, using your mentors to help you talk to people, do some 3-way calls, and even some practice ones as well are fun. It can feel sometimes a little bit uncomfortable pretending to do a call, but it gives you that skill level. I know that Merv and Gary used to make me stand in front of the mirror and talk out loud and do it and look at myself. Yeah, that was fun. Taping yourself and replaying it, so you see how many times you go or anything that you might have said where you go, why did I say that for? It's a really great way to build up your skill level.
Okay.
Jan or Jennifer, did you want to offer anything else?
No, you've covered that perfectly, because that's what I had to do with Gary. I had to stand there in front of the mirror, stand up before the call. I answered the call, had to smile. Yeah, it all helps.
Actually, we were just talking about that the other day. So many people talk about how Gary put us through, old-fashioned ways, but very good discipline about looking at yourself, listening to how you sound, and doing it until you got the confidence. It is amazing. And I loved it too when Lydia said the other day that she still uses the script. So important to do a lot of those things that we were taught in the beginning. Then you don't waffle on about other things. You don't get lost in your own conversation, and it really keeps it, direct about, getting to the point, the end result, getting the sale.
Yep. I have to use it, Jan. I talk too much.
Well, that's my problem all the time.
So that's a good tip that Lydia just said, not to talk too much, because sometimes we don't pause and wait for that person to make a decision. We keep talking and talking because we're nervous or excited or maybe they don't want it or whatever we think in our heads sometimes. So using that script, having a pause, waiting for a few seconds for them to say, and asking for a decision. If you don't ask for a decision, well, they're not going to decide.
Okay.
So,
sometimes the client comes to look for you, which makes it a lot easier. I had that happen to me in Bunbury when I was handing out flyers to the fairy lights. I had this woman from Hobart. She moved up here from Hobart. She came up to me. She says, "Are you handing out flyers?" And I said, "What this?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "You're from Herbalife?" "Yeah." She says, "I've been looking for a Herbalife distributor for ages."
Oh, there you are.
And I didn't know what's Herbalife.
Yes.
See, this is how easy it can be sometimes to find a client.
Actually, Graham Summers rang me and he said that an old distributor, you might remember Shelley, Wendy DeVries, that I had, that's 15, 20 years ago or something. And she saw Graham and she said, I've been looking for a Herbalife person, and also, what's happening with Jennifer? So, I've still got to get back to her. There's another thing, I've been so busy. But incidentally, you're just looking absolutely fantastic, Liz. You can see
Thank you.
When you started, you're really looking healthy, looking great.
Well, I'm doing somersaults across the ceiling these days.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you've done well.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep. So there's an awesome bunch on these calls with lots of experience, and we all want to help each other, and we want to help each other move forward, right? And we've got 100% faith in every single person on this call, just so you know. And we want you to do well. We want you to succeed, okay? So grows the leader, so goes the group, and it takes all of us to succeed. So I wanted to cover some of the promotions coming up. So I think we just might talk about them if that's cool, rather than me trying to find this PowerPoint presentation and who knows what might happen after that. So obviously this month for June, you've got to be aware of your STSs that are coming up, which will happen all around Australia and obviously overseas. And if you're not sure, you can go to Herbalife or go to your upline and they'll help you locate either the Facebook group or the website so that you can find your local STS. And yes, you want to go. So if you're brand new, you can take your ticket along and use your free ticket. But who do you know that you can to take with you? Don't just go on your own. And then the second one is the Dr. Darren Burgess tour. So I've just uploaded some of the latest flyers that came in from Herbalife about what he's going to be talking about, because he's not just talking about sports, he's going to be talking about health and nutrition, and it's really going to be relatable to everyone. They've got some special guests in the audience apparently, and also it's all over Australia. So those flyers went on Challenge Yourself Daily, but they're also on myherbalife.com.au, and if you can't find them, then call Herbalife and they can email them to you. And also Jennifer has the Master Blast that goes out on with Garnifer as well. So Dr. Darren Burgess, it's all throughout June. I think Brisbane's the 6th of June, is this right? If I got the correct date.
He's on Thursday night, which is I think the 7th.
Yeah, the 7th.
7th, thank you. So who do you know that you can take with you? If you don't live in Brisbane, you're travelling, who can you fill your car and go with? It's open to all guests are free. So I went to the last one and I found I got a lot of value with the sports nutrition side, and I had a couple of guests that are from Brisbane that I invited along. But who do you know in any of those locations? So even Shinta in the UK can go, who do I know in each of those things, and know that, for example, one in Brisbane, she knows that if she had someone in the event in Brisbane, that Jan and Jennifer would be there to look after them, or either any of us that would be going, right?
And Shelley, just remember too, all the guys have got friends and relatives in Sydney and the other states.
Yes.
So if you get the dates for all the other states, it's anyone that's into sports and football, it's another good lead to sort of say, hey guys, you like football, this guy's involved with Arsenal, all these football guys, their ears prick up straight away, as well as the fact that he's going to talk about people and how the products work for everyday bodies. So think about all the people in the other states.
Thank you, Jennifer. I knew you were going to say those extra things. That was great. So,
I was going to say it, but just in case.
No, that's great. So Brisbane, the 7th of June. Sydney, the 8th of June. Melbourne, the 12th of June. Adelaide, the 13th of June. And Perth, the 16th of June. It's a free event for guests. And I'll just go through the next thing. This is what he's going to be talking about. His journey of Director of High Performance at the Arsenal Football Club, which Jennifer just said, tailoring your nutrition program to your specific health goals. So that relates to everybody. The latest research behind breakfast and how to apply it. So how many people skip breakfast out there? You could even go, who do you know that skips breakfast? And invite people just for that alone. Athlete performance supplementation, how you can apply it. Who do you know that plays sport? Anyone that's involved in any sporting clubs, invite them along. And debunking common myths in exercise and diet. Of course, the opinion versus fact, and he's got a lot of experience. So people are going to get a lot of value out of it. And I just feel that it's a great introduction to the Herbalife nutrition. So that's on Challenge Yourself Daily, but they've also what came out on myherbalife.com.au as well, okay? So that was,
Can I just add, also they're going to open those talks with Dr. Burgess to the outside. So they'll be having ads of people coming here from Dr. Burgess, from Arsenal, etc. So if I were you guys, I'd be standing near that sign-up desk and trying to find out who are all the outsiders that come to hear Dr. Burgess. And then I would go and strategically sit near somebody, and get to know them, because at the end, they'll do a short HOM. And if people are interested, if you've made a bit of a relationship with them during that night, you might get a new distributor. So I would be hanging around that front desk to listen to who was invited from the outside.
So wherever Jennifer is, just go hang with her, because that's where she'll be. Just so you know. We got it. Thank you for the tip, Jennifer. That's awesome. So, you want to take advantage of every single opportunity. Herbalife's putting everything in place for you, so make the most of it. Obviously, we've got the Kickstart promotion, and if you're not sure what that's all about, because obviously a lot of things come out, this is a great promotion where you can get some merchandise and some recognition. And basically the very first one, so we've got June, July and August left. So if you're brand new and you haven't done your first month, you've still got 3 more months to do it. So you need to look at whatever you did in March. Unless you weren't registered in March, don't worry. It's still your volume for that would be 0. That whatever you did in March, you have to do 200, 500 or 1,000, whichever you choose, whichever pack you want, on top of that 3 months in a row. Okay, so for example, if you signed up in March and you did 100 volume points, you would need to be doing 300 volume points in that's to do June, July, August. Okay, 3 months in a minimum, under your ID number, not under anyone else's ID numbers that are registered under you, for 3 months, and you would qualify for this pack. And there's extra packs to qualify for. You can do a 500 or more, you can do 1,000, and if you help people qualify, there's a special plaque and recognition as well. So the flyer has come out, so I definitely would be I would be going for it. I'd just have it as part of what you're already doing, and especially if you're already trying to go for some of the other promotions with the World Team Leadership Weekend. There's a photo opportunity coming up with Quentin for the next 2 months. So these different things will allow you to stretch and grow. That's right. Thank you, Coral. So yeah, there's lots of really fantastic things coming up. So that brings us to the World Team Leadership Weekend, which is coming up in August. I think it's the 25th and 26th. There's quite a few things happening around that as well. There's a Tab Team Masterclass. All the flyers are out. And remember, on Challenge Yourself Daily, if some of the people that are new, if you haven't added them onto Challenge Yourself Daily, you can do that. If you're not sure how to add a member, let me know and I'll show you how to do it. Coral and Lydia, you've already done it, so you know what you're doing. Let me know if you're having trouble adding people to Challenge Yourself Daily. But you should. Oh, that's cool. Well done, Les. And you want to print the flyers out and then have them so that you're constantly looking at them. But I do have the PowerPoint presentation, which was all the corporate promotions on Challenge Yourself Daily that you can just print out and then put up on the wall, so you can see everything that's available. We've got vacations, we've got heaps of other things that you can qualify for. Most of them are for supervisors, but there's a lot that anyone can access. So with the World Team Leadership Weekend, obviously it's for World Team members, brand new World Team and existing World Team and above that qualify, do the qualifications. And we've got this amazing guest speaker. So Jennifer, did you want to say a little bit about Quentin as a guest speaker?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've kind of claimed Quentin, and as you know, he's a pretty young guy, under 30, and he's gorgeous looking. That helps, but he's so charming, and he's a really sweet guy without any ego. And we actually claim him because he was signed up in Australia, unfortunately not by our teams, but by somebody in under George Knight's team. He was a backpacker, and he ran out of money, and he saw an ad in the paper. So, wow, those things work. Flyers work and ads work, the right person at the right time. I'm sure whoever put the flyer out has probably put in endless flyers that never worked, So when they don't work, just think about it when one day it does work. So this guy, Quentin, he goes to, an HOM, and he's blown away by what he's seen, because he always wanted something more out of his life. He came from a very ordinary family, in France. He had ambitions for something more, and suddenly he saw the picture. So he got trained here around Sydney and the Gold Coast, and, trained really well, because we in Australia do know how to train people, and but we need to do a bit more about recruiting people at the moment, because everybody else is doing it. So Quentin went on to go back to France and built probably one of the biggest, or the biggest distributorship going at the moment, in about I think 3 to 6 years. I've forgotten the exact number now. And he's just absolutely making a fortune, in Herbalife. And it's an amazing story. I love it because we all get frustrated about the flyers that don't work, the ads that don't work, but you just keep doing it to what the affordability, as cheap as you can make it, talking to people. And when you get that person that something happens, you're never going to think about all the things that didn't work anymore. And this guy is amazing. I love what he's got to say, and he basically talks about, it's work. I go out every day. I don't take myself seriously. I'll stand in the park, I'll do juggling, I'll do whatever it is that attracts people, offer them shakes. People put me down, they don't put me down, whatever the story is. And he just is doing it. And he's using them on Facebook and all that stuff. One of the great stories he said when we were in Singapore was that he's got it down now that, you know, people are starting to hear about him, and he was at a nightclub and a guy comes over and says, hey, look, I've heard about you and I want to try your products. And Quentin just said, here's my Facebook, the meeting's tomorrow night, details on Facebook, see you later. And he went back to bopping around, you know. Next day, the guy's at the meeting because he saw the Facebook. So if you've got enough stories on your Facebook, you know, you don't have to put in the hard yards. And actually, I tried the story. I finally got the Facebook thing myself. Being an oldie, I just didn't really relate to the Facebook. And when I was in Singapore, I got a lady. And so I really don't have much of a Facebook, as everybody knows. And so I said to her, look, have a look at some, you know, Facebooks, you know, in Singapore. I'm sure you'll see things on YouTube, etc. So she found some Facebooks and looked it up, and she's got herself signed up over there. Good, under me, I'll go with the details. But, you know, it was so interesting. I actually finally got it myself about understanding that if you've got enough on your Facebook, enough stories, you can literally have a look at my Facebook and, you know, give me a ring tomorrow night. And the less you say, and they do it, and you get their number off them, you can ring them up, did you look at my Facebook? You know, it just takes so much strain and stress off. So, you know, going to all these things with people like Quentin, they start making you think in a different way. So you've got to see this young guy, under 30, and as I said, no ego, a really nice family guy, loves his mum and dad, talks about them, so happy to make them proud. You'll really like hearing from him.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. And yes, so the flyers are out for that event. And yes, it's coming up soon. So when we're looking at June, July, August. So technically there's only 3 more qualification months. But if you haven't become a supervisor and you're not World Team yet, don't worry, because there's 3 different ways of going World Team. You can do 500 roll points. Yes, you need some supervisors underneath you and you need to be supervisor. So it's okay, brand new, don't worry. You can do 10,000 volume points in 1 month. And I will bring you up, Coral, in a minute. I haven't forgotten you. You can do 10,000 volume points a month. I know that sounds a lot when you say if you've only just done your first 500 or your first order, you're going, how could I do that? But it is possible. So I know there's quite a few people on the call. I know Rosemary's done 10,000. Jennifer, you've done over 10,000 in a month. Jan, you would have done over 10,000. Lydia, over 10,000 in a month.
Lydia has
11 and a half. That was my best.
Yep, I know I've done 10,600. So with some momentum and just talking to people, it can happen. So it's not typical, but it's possible. So I'm just, for the new people, don't get phased out by that. But there are different ways of going World Team. If you're serious at being in that event, I'm just saying that it can happen. Okay, so yes, it will take some work, but it would be worth it. So Coral, I know you wanted to say something. I know you've got Vicky on the call tonight, and well done. I'm just going to unmute you. Well done for doing. I think you need to unmute yourself. Okay, great.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Vicky, for being on the call. That's fantastic. And Quentin, I met him a few years ago and went to his fit clubs and the nutrition club at Coolangatta. And I never, ever took notice of what he did. Like, he had his team, and then he would turn around and say to his team, now go away all by yourselves for an hour and work on Facebook. And that's how he's built his team. Yeah, he just, besides the fit clubs at Coolangatta, brought them back to the nutrition club. He had the momentum, he had the love for the passion of the products. He was just 100% dedicated and put his team in Learn Facebook. And that's how it, to me, that how he's become so great. And he's such a gorgeous guy.
Cool. Thank you, Amy. And you're right. So Facebook's really about building personal relationships, and you need to be consistent on there. And you also need to be authentic. You want to be yourself. Okay. Try not to be someone else. It's much easier just to document your journey, show what's happening, like Shinta's doing, showing that she's being consistent with her products and living a healthy lifestyle. So she's setting that example for her Thailand team and her Australian team, and then when in 6 months' time, her UK team.
He was passionate. He loved everything. It was 100%, and that's what's got him through.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm sure you are all pretty keen now, hearing from some feedback about Quentin, our guest speaker for the World Team Leadership Weekend, that you need to be at this event. So if you're brand new and you're serious and you're keen to get there, let your mentor know, and they will show you a way of doing it. Okay, it's definitely possible. Okay, it will take some work, but it's possible if you're just brand new this month. So, Jennifer, did you want to add anything that I might have missed?
No, but before you go, Debbie had to go on to another call from Taiwan, but I'd like to tell the guys Debbie's story.
Yeah, absolutely.
You ready? Will I tell now?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so Debbie's been in the business, I guess, around 30 years now. And Debbie lived in Australia. She's Taiwanese, and she was married to an Australian. And after many years, 14 years of marriage, her husband passed away. And so shortly around that time, they had started Herbalife in Australia together. And so then when Herbalife actually opened in Taiwan, so Gary and I said, Debbie, you're Taiwanese, you know, David's not here, so why don't you go to Taiwan and do the business? She went to Taiwan and she became Pres Team, and she got Pres Team under her. And the only thing is she didn't come back because the business was so good over there. She's still kind of an Aussie from being here for so long, but spent a lot of time back in Taiwan. But without going into too many details, Debbie was very sick last year for a whole year, and very seriously sick. And but she said she was not going to let anything get her down. And whilst we're not allowed to make medical claims, she took 4 shakes a day. You know, she's just said, I just took everything. I took it all the time. And anyway, after a year, she's just going so much better now. And it's great to see her looking healthy again. But before that time, and she was here about, say, 5 years ago, when she was here 5 years, Debbie's about 67 now. And 5 years ago, when she had her body management scale, you know, weight scale thing, I forgot what you call it for a second, it's gone. And her age was 29. And she was like 5 years younger now, 62 then. And that's how healthy she was on the products then. Sadly, she got this problem last year. So that looks like hopefully it's gone. And, but, you know, absolutely, you know, a total believer in the products, knows the products back to front, you know, got customers, you know, talks about her customers. She was with Lynn tonight talking about customers. So, you know, there's such amazing stories of success in the business, such amazing stories of how people use the products. And the more you get involved, you know, you just make this giant family, you know, everywhere in the business. And, you know, we've all been blessed, you know, with, you know, just making great relationships and having these friendships. And, you know, often, you know, Shelley, you know, will motivate me and tell me something encouraging. And people might think, well, you don't really need it. You're up there. You do. We all do need it. We all do. Everybody on the call has given me encouragement, and it's really great. And that's what we're here about. It's the most amazing business. Just keep going. Just keep doing. Remember the Quentin story. You might just get those flyers, talk to people, and you might just get that person one day.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jennifer. That's awesome. And I appreciate everyone contributing tonight, because, again, it takes six of us. Some amazing experience, amazing product results. We've got a couple of fantastic topics coming up over the next couple of weeks. So obviously next week's all about customer care and follow-up. So for new people, I think you'll get a lot of value out of that, especially with experience on this call.
Can I ask a quickie?
Yeah, sure. Go far away, Les.
How do you know when your membership renewal is due?
It should come up in your, when you go to order, it won't let you order unless you've paid for it if it's due. It'll add it on.
Oh, yeah.
There should be in the order box there on the right-hand side. There should be. Otherwise, just ring Herbalife and they'll definitely be able to give it. But generally, it's the date that you signed up. 12
That's
months.
what I wanted to find out.
Yeah. So we can do that. We can help you with that. So Chantel, we're going to look forward to the follow-up on these Zoom calls that will be happening. More than happy to help you with it. Lydia?
Shelley, I would like to say something from Jane McMahon that's really played a big part with me, and thank you, Jane. The
Pleasure.
products do not fail. It's the people that fail the products, and it's stuck with me, and thank you, Jane.
Yep.
Pleasure.
We all definitely love the products, and I think that's definitely you know, something that shows that we're all very passionate about the products and very loyal to the company as well, and that counts for a lot. So I'm looking forward to an update from Lydia on what's going on with this amazing shake party and the progress over the next few months from that. I want when you start popping out some supervisors and world team and active world team from that. And you go global expansion team.
If we have a Herbalife family, Jenny and Jan are the mamas of the business.
Yep, they're the grandmas and the great grandmas, and we definitely appreciate you. So thank you for always sharing so much too. We really, really appreciate it. So this call is recorded tonight, so I will send out the recording. I'm just about to unmute everyone, so if you want to say bye, hi and bye, you can. I'm just about to go through, make sure.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Jen,
Thanks,
thanks
Shelley.
for all your help along the way.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time tonight. So I'll send the recording out tonight.
Bye.
Thanks, Shelley.
Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.